Welcome one, welcome all to the Funhouse. I am Uncle Salty. This is episode 91.3, and it's playtime. Now this is week number 3 in the 1991 NFL season. Once again, I'm Detroit, and they are playing the Miami Dolphins. And as you can see, I got my starting quarterback, Rodney Peete, back, which is not really anything to write home about because he's not that great of a quarterback, but definitely better than Andre Ware. Now, back in 1991, I can remember watching this game. I was at a friend's house, and the Dolphins are actually a good team. As Chris Spielman gets another quarterback sack on the season, the Dolphins were an actual good team. And Detroit, after losing 45-0 to Washington in week 1, and then playing Green Bay the next week in week number 2 and defeating Green Bay. But as I told you in the last episode, Green Bay in real life in 1991 was not a good team. So Detroit winning that game, it wasn't really anything eye-popping to make you think, wow, Detroit's going to be a good team this year. But this game right here, this was the first game of the season in 1991 where Detroit fans kind of thought, wow, we actually beat a good team. This is wild. We got an interception off of Dan Marino. All right, let's first put Willie Green in at receiver. Take some of these scrub receivers out of the game. And now let's see if Rodney Peete's any better than Andre Ware. We'll go to Willie Green, and just like having Andre Ware in at quarterback, Rodney Peete, not much better. Really not much better. And yeah, not good. And instantly it's 3rd down and 17. And we get sacked again. So as you can see, Rodney Peete, not much better than Andre Ware. So I guess we're going to go to old reliable Jim Arnold for the punt. And a very good punt. Got him backed up all the way to the... Looks like we're going to score a touchdown. Very nice. Barry Sanders gets a cheap touchdown on the season, which actually won't count in the final statistics on Tecmo Bowl because it wasn't an offensive play. And they don't... Ooh, there's a perfect kick by Eddie Murray. Steady Eddie Murray. But yeah, that won't count in the final statistics on the season because it wasn't an offensive play, and they don't have special teams players on the 1991 Nintendo cartridge. So it looks nice that he scored a touchdown there, but it's not going to count. But a 7-0 lead is still better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. And we're going to get another sack with Chris Spielman. Perfect. Now if we can just hold him here. Let's try Michael Kofer here. Well, that should at least get them to punt. And that will end the first quarter. We'll hurry up and get out of bounds here so Mel Gray doesn't fumble. All right, enough screwing around. Andre Ware showed that he's not good, so I guess we're going to go back to Barry Sanders. Picks up a first down. That's nice. But back to watching this game in real life in 1991. I, once again, am not a Detroit fan. I can't stand Detroit, actually. They're my least favorite sports franchise, not just football team, but sports franchise. But I can remember watching this thinking, wow, they just beat a good team. And once again, Rodney Peete, another terrible, terrible pass. Such a terrible, terrible player. Not just in real life. Well, in real life, he wasn't terrible. He was just kind of so-so. But on this game, he's awful. He is awful. Willie Green, color of money. But yeah, watching this game in 1991 and having them beat an actual good team, you kind of thought, wow, maybe Detroit's got something here. This was at the Silverdome, this game. And as I said before, Miami is an actual good team in 1991. They, interestingly enough, a good team, but did not go to the playoffs. Oh boy. Oh, nice, a fumble. Oh, not good. There we go. I thought for sure that once Miami recovered there, I was gonna get the shaft and the computer was gonna get a first down. But we're back to another punt from Miami. Now, if you can remember from the previous two games, one of the rules that I've set for myself is you must punt at least one time in the game. And I have such a short-term memory, I can't remember if I actually punted or not. Oh, I did punt earlier. Well, now we're definitely not going to punt for the rest of the game unless it's completely necessary. We did punt, so, all right. I had to think about that for a moment, and we actually did punt. So, no big deal. We're still comfortably ahead, 14 points in the game, and that right there is what I can't stand, is when you have the player tackled and the computer just totally shafts you and blocks you off, and then you're completely out of the play. I think we're going to get a sack here, though. And you could tell on that play, that was the reason why you square up to tackle a player instead of that, because if you don't square up to tackle them, they somehow are able to throw you off, and then you're completely out of the play. Fourth down. Ooh, they're going to attempt a field goal. We'll see if we'll be able to block it. We're not going to be able to block it. And it's good. Pete Stoyanovich, kicker for the Dolphins. We need a good return from Mel Gray. And we didn't get one. Oh boy. But we get another chance. Start of the third quarter. I can't believe how slow Mel Gray is. He was supposed to be a good kick returner, and that's not the case. We're going to go with another Barry Sanders run. In this particular game in 1991, in real life, Barry Sanders ran the ball 32 times, which was a season high in 1991 for him, and he gained 143 yards. He did not, however, score a touchdown rushing the ball in this game. And they picked my play again. That's interesting. You saw where the ball was supposed to go up to the second receiver, and it did not go up to the second receiver. So that was interesting how that worked. That shows once again how not good Rodney Peete is as a quarterback. This might not be a good punt. This might actually go in the end zone. Yeah, that was not a good punt. Oh boy. Really? Troy Stradford is able to run the ball that effectively? Troy Stradford. And you're going to give it to him again. And if I don't score, nice. I lucked out on that play, though. I didn't square up. Unfortunately, when I dove, I was able to get him. Third down, we definitely need to stop them here. Got him. Michael Kofer. Ooh, look. Injured Dan Marino. And look who's the backup quarterback. Scott Mitchell, who ended up going to Detroit in 1994, I believe. A few years after this game. Perfect punt by the Dolphins, by the way. We need a big run, though. Get us out of the wrong side of the field. And we did get a big run. We got a huge run. We got a touchdown run. Barry Sanders, nice. Very nice. That gives us a comfortable lead. Steady Eddie Murray for the extra point. And we're up 21-3. They don't have Dan Marino. The game's still not over yet, but I'm definitely feeling confident. See, it's stuff like that. And it's going to be a big first down. If you don't square up in this game, that inevitably happens on this. So you have to give ground. You have to almost run backwards and give up yardage so you're able to make the tackle. Surprised I was only able to score 21 points. And once again, we're going to learn from our previous mistakes. We gave up a first down, but that's better than giving up a huge run. Pick their play. What's going to happen? They did get the ball off. I don't seem to be able to pick the computer's play very often. All right, fourth down. They have to go for it. Before I pick my next play, I see that Miss Kitty wants back in the house, so there we go. Let Miss Kitty back in the house. Hi, Miss Kitty, how are you? And there goes Miss Kitty behind the television. Good girl. All right, fourth down. Let's get back down to business here. And we give up a first down again. We can't seem to stop them. (21-3), and like I said, it just, oh boy, I didn't know what play that was until it was too late. I think I got 100 yards for Barry Sanders and another first down for the Dolphins. They seem to just pick up their first downs just enough. You know, they get just beyond the yard marker. Wow. I cannot seem to. Well, here comes Miss Kitty again. And there she goes. Really would like to stop them. Oh, we're not going to stop them. Son of a gun. Touchdown, Troy Stradford. Ooh, but we did block their extra point, so that's nice. We don't want to fumble. All right. So I don't think I can get 143 yards like Barry Sanders got in the actual game here. But I do think that I'm over 100 yards. We're going to try another Rodney Pete pass play. There we go. Get out of bounds so we don't fumble. The computer seems to like to make you fumble if they're losing in the fourth quarter. Ooh, look at that. Willie Green, color of money. That should be the game. There's no way that the Dolphins can come back now. It's 28-9. It's the fourth quarter. There's less than a minute to go. We should have the second win of the 1991 Nintendo season. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. That's the game. So Detroit wins 28-9. I did get 100 yards with Barry Sanders, as you can see. And thank you again for watching yet another episode of Playtime with Uncle Salty. Have a pleasant evening and a wonderful tomorrow.